My name is Shaun Overton, and I am not turning this into a desert forest. On today's episode, I'm getting a bulldozer. There she is. One of the most discussed topics since I started has been which equipment I'm going to use. I settled on a bulldozer when I realized that I want to build terraces, partially swales, I can fix the road. There's so much that I can use a bulldozer for and possibly some other ideas. That decision happened because of viewer comments, so thank you for those, and please keep them coming.
It's got sand pits in it, you know, pitting from sand in it already. Well, sand wears them out a lot faster than what dirt does, so, which is one thing you get to look forward to.
Yeah. I'm really hoping I don't need it for more than a couple hundred hours.
You can't do much with a couple hundred hours.
No?
No, I'm just saying.
I mean, I'm naive about so much of this. It's day 2. Dale is now available to help, and he is essentially mentoring me for how to make sure that I don't get myself in more trouble than necessary with this dozer. What we're going to do this morning is basically test her out, see what problems might be lurking, so that we can come up with a game plan for how to get it out in the field and get me working. I do want to do it.
This is a decelerator instead of an accelerator. You will use that a lot. On here, there's only 3 speeds.
So it's more about telling the machine to stop rather than telling it to go.
And here's Shaun, his first time playing with his new dozer. You do want to keep the RPMs up though. If you don't, the engine can overheat on it.
Okay. Anything alarming that you saw?
No, just that you missed the dirt pile.
I probably need to make a shopping list.
Yeah.
I obviously need to get a key so we can stop playing with key rings. The transmission fluid, oil filter, transmission filter.
There it goes.
Surprise!
Oh, by the way, yeah, the camera's in the best spot.
That's all right.
I lost my monster.
Uh-oh. Pause the work site.
First one of the day, you know.
The most important one of the day. You basically just do this for an hour. Wow, that looks perfectly new. This is the transmission filter.
I was hoping it would have an easy access on the side to drain it, but it doesn't. That means it's going to be fun.
Little ghetto, but this works. This isn't where I want to hang out, but I will say it's a lot cooler down here. I really do not want this steel plate falling on my face. There we go. That's nasty. This is not how you find the oil drain. Where is it? Dale told me to basically keep looking, but he's going off a generic dozer. I'm gonna go for the desperation play before I crawl back under there. I'm gonna read the manual. The manual just said access the belly pan, which isn't terribly helpful, but I did find this is the belly pan and it's a replacement part, which tells me that it's a rectangle. I think I remember seeing that, and it's huge. So I need to get back down there and get it off and get it draining, and then I can go to lunch because I've already been here for 5 hours and I'm getting hungry. I crawled back down here. It's going to be one of these two. Before I bother making a giant mess, I'm going to pull the oil and make sure that I actually, oh Jesus. Yeah, that is nasty. Good news is I found the plug. Bad news is the oil absolutely has to be changed.
I don't see where the problem is.
Dale scrounged up these oil pans for me. Ow. There we go. All right. Hopefully that's enough to get it drained. That's my hand. That's nasty. So it's lunchtime. So far we changed the final drives oil and we changed the transmission fluid and the transmission filter, also the hydraulics. The oil was beautiful, so it just was really low. So I topped that up, replaced the filter, drained the water out of the fuel tank, and then now waiting on this oil to finish draining. It's almost done. So by the time I get cleaned up, go to lunch, come back hydrated and fed, I'll be ready to put some new oil in there and change all the fuel filters. See how we're doing. Doing okay. So you can see all the... I've got one more fuel filter I need to find, and then I'm ready to take this over to pressure wash. It is now spitified. Okay. I'm trying to do a dum-dum check. The oil's sealed, I filled the engine full of oil. Those are replaced, I took the chain off. The panels are all over there. Replaced both of those filters. Those are tight. The final drives look okay. And the transmission filter is okay. And the master switch is on. All right, I think we're ready, Dale.
Don't run into your truck.
Yeah.
It's more than that, don't run into mine.
I mean, I don't know if you know this, Dale, but I have like 10 minutes of Dozer experience. You don't have anything to worry about. There we go. Okay, I was able to almost get the air filter cover on, but this clip is broken and we want to form a good seal here, so I might need a new part. But the last thing we're going to do, we're going to try to get the blade off so we can look at the ball socket and see how that is doing, and then call it a day.
You can see where it's split?
Yeah.
Right there?
I do see where it's split.
Right.
Nicely done. I never would have thought of a breaker bar for the breaker bar. All right, I got all those bolts loose. I didn't think it was worth showing. It was very monotonous, but they're loose. Now I'm gonna move the blade and break the other three. Break them loose. I'm not gonna break them. So that just took forever, but finally got in a rhythm. The bottom two went much faster. And now these are loose. I don't even remember what exactly I'm doing next, so I'm gonna wait for Dale. I'm gonna get a drink of water, and you guys were telling me how important it is to use half-inch drives, and I'm fully convinced. I'm convinced plus.
We'll get the blade straight when we take the last two out.
Okay, I'll get the ones that are not centered on each half out, and then we'll center the blade. We got the shims off. There's a lot of space, so I'm just gonna drive the Dozer very gently into that, and we'll see how much of a gap is left. All right, it's the end of a very long day. We got those bolts about halfway on and then tried to get the blade set down, but I brought the blade too far to the left and the ball socket came all the way out and bent 4 out of the 6 bolts. So now I have to go buy replacement bolts, which probably isn't the end of the world because these were corroded on pretty bad. So to be continued.